Are you into fashion? Have you ever thought about starting your own brand, whether it be a lifestyle brand or a fashion brand? Well, hopefully these tips will help you on that journey. I'm Richard from the Life of a Gentleman podcast, and what we do on our podcast is connect the audience with brand owners from a wide variety of backgrounds. We talk to people that are in the fashion industry, but also we speak with lifestyle brands and also people who are doing things in the world of food as well. So we have a wide variety of experience in dealing with starting a brand. Also, myself personally, I've started a successful brand myself and been in operation now for the past 5 years. So hopefully these tips that I've used to have some success will help you, but also the tips I've learned from engaging with other brand owners as well. You know, one of the first things you have to do when you're starting a brand is think about the name. What name do you want to present? And after you have the name, which sometimes can be a tricky proposition, finding the exact name that you want to use. But once you have that down, secure the domain name so that when people go to your website, it matches up perfectly. Make sure that domain name is something that's pretty easy to type in. You don't want the spelling to be strange. That way people aren't keying in the wrong words and not able to find your brand online. But also coupled with that, you want to think about your social media. That's where you really can make an impact. You know, when I first started, I had a lot of success growing my brand on social media. And I did that in a lot of different ways. We'll get to that in just a minute. After you have the social media and the website, you want to also think about your supplier, your manufacturer. How are you going to get these goods made? Now, a lot of people are afraid to import materials from other countries, but I can assure you, this process does not have to be daunting. There's actually an easy way that you can do that, but we'll get to that in a later video. Or you can send me a message by the contact information down below, and I'll be happy to help you out on your journey of importing goods from other countries. You know, you can save a lot of money by doing that, but also on the other hand, if you'd like to produce products that are made in the USA, we understand that as well. And that also can be a good strategy for you. Now, back to the social media. One of the things you can do is level up your relationship with influencers and reviewers. So once you have your products in hand, you're going to have to give some of that product away. Yeah, I know that sounds counterintuitive at first, talking about giving away the product that you just made, but you know the social media influencers these days can really spread that information about your brand and get it out to more people than maybe what you can with your audience. Now, if you're already an established personality or somebody that is an influencer yourself that is now flipping the switch and starting your own brand, then you have a leg up. But if not, if you're like me, just coming into the social media field cold, without any large following at all, I had to give away product at the beginning. And that's exactly what I did. I gave away tons of product to influencers from all different walks of life to really spread the word about the brand. And that seemed to really help get the word out there and actually get the sales rolling in. Now, another thing you have to do on social media is engage with your audience. Don't forget to do that, especially when you're small. You see, a lot of people think once they get to be big time, they can stop that, but no, you really have to engage the whole way through when you are in this heavily competitive field of apparel, or perhaps it's establishing yourself as a lifestyle brand or something else like we mentioned, but especially in the world of apparel, whether you're starting a necktie line, a t-shirt business, a luxury bag company, something like that, it's very competitive. So you want to make yourself accessible and be able to communicate with your customers. Speaking of your customers, when you get your first sale, ask them for a review. Ask them for testimonials. That is going to help you and bring credibility to your brand as well. But also something else, treat those first customers like gold. Matter of fact, treat all of your customers like gold. Make that a practice for your business because the word will start to get out. One thing that I did at the very beginning, and I hate to admit, I've slacked a little bit on this as of late, but we started ramping it up again, is writing handwritten notes to the customers, thanking them for their purchase, dropping that note in there with the items that they purchased when we sent it out. And speaking of sending items out, one more thing you really want to think about. You want to get a service like stamps.com or Indicia, something like that, so you're not making these trips to the post office back and forth all the time, standing in those lines. It's really time consuming. When I made the jump to using the service of Indicia, I'm able to print out the labels for mailing at my office and drop it directly in the mail. So even when we have a large delivery of orders, we don't have to wait in line. You bypass the line at the post office, drop the packages off right up front. And that is the way to be efficient in your business. You want to do that from the start. The last tip I'll mention, and this is just really a brief overview. If you'd like to learn more, like I said, drop me a line in the information down below. I'll be more than happy to work with you. That's what I do, as well as host a podcast. I work with business owners and people that just have ideas to help them get their ideas up off the ground. We like to say we can take your passion, whatever that may be, and turn it into profits. Look, you have to think about it. In the days that we're in now, with the power of social media, you can leverage your brand, your personal brand, and turn that into a tangible product. So don't forget that. But let me not forget the most important tip. The most important tip about starting your brand is stay positive. And remember, this is a long road ahead of you. You also have to remember, don't look to the right, don't look to the left, don't compare yourself to the competition. Focus on you and where you are on your journey. Everybody has to start somewhere. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started if you're going to be great. And you have to remember that when you're starting a brand. Building a brand can be one of the most rewarding things that you can do in your life. I guarantee you that you will find fulfillment in it, but you'll also enjoy reaping the benefits of having extra income, whether you're doing it on the side or whether you're diving in and doing this full time. Either way, the sense of pride that you have seeing your idea blossom into a full-blown brand or product, bringing that to the market and then getting the feedback from the consumer, that's a feeling that you're going to want to hold on to for a long time. Hopefully these tips have been helpful for you. We know it's just a broad overview, but if you like information like this, tune into the podcast. You can find out about that below. You can hear the story of different brand owners. You can also hear more about my story and how I established my brand approximately 5 years ago. I'd be happy to help you and answer any questions you may have. Until next time, take care.